Okay, hello. I've been trying for like an hour to get things to work, but I think they do now. I think they do. I just need to double check a few things. See if it's actually streaming in good quality. Let me see. Oh, this looks... This, you can read everything for the most part. That should be fine. Nice. Okay. Plan is simple. We do some game dev. So one thing that I need to do is I need to do an export for all my resources in a CSV because we want to start balancing and stuff in this new game, which is called Wheel of Death. Still early stages, but it's a roulette card game, roguelite. And we want to start pushing further. The game mainly... Wait, if your next score triggers... Okay. This game mainly needs a lot of visuals now. A lot of visuals, a lot of balancing. So, I'm gonna start... I think there's like... I don't know if there's plugins that exist for this. CSV. Don't see it. Maybe in the old plugin database, but I need to make one custom for this project anyway, because of how we want to do things. It's not that much work, and because the way that the resources are set up, like card resources, their name and information are directly pulled from a translation file. They're not actually embedded in the resource. All of this information, the ID, the icon and stuff, I mean, you're not going to touch in a CSV file. But the custom effect also holds values, and it's a nested resource. So I need to be able to take that information from the nested resource. And that is the main issue. Yes, that is the issue. The only way I can think about designing around it is by having like a dictionary in the main card resource that holds the values, and then we load it into the card effect. But then the card effect is not independent anymore. The card effect has to be independent from the resource. And so in the card effect, I can make them export variables, but I don't think... Actually, I can do a test. Let's say I go to the full, right? So I go full, which is card effect 0. So if multiplier is 5. So instead of multiplier 5, what if this is an export var? I shouldn't change anything yet, but now if I go into the full card effect and I set this to like 7, and I will go to my hero. I have a debug hero, and I'm just gonna give him 2 fools. Why not? And then we can test if they're not gonna touch this value, but the export value I set in the resource. That is the question. So if I go here, multiplier bet by 7, that does seem to work, yes. But now I need to know that if a card would upgrade with this, I think it keeps it locally, right? So if I go to remote tree, actually let's go to data, no. Game object has my card, so game objects, hand, and then we look at one of these jokers, card effects, multiplier 7. Interesting. Oh, I should also tweet. I should tweet, yes. Then I'm actually streaming for once. Video link. Sure. So we can just make them all export variables. Is it that simple? I guess it is. Only issue is that this number in script doesn't matter anymore, right? Also, wait, it does, because I think I just set the export in the card itself, but I think if you duplicate it, there's a few edge cases I want to check. Let me see, which card was it? This is a copy of your previous card, card 6. I think this one duplicates the card effect, yes. So yeah, previous card resource scheme. Okay, so I need to not test this with the fool, because the issue with the fool is that it needs to be played solo. So which one will take? Where's the simple plus? I think I'll just go to the basic cards, which are at bonus points. Which ones are the basics? Is it not in the 70s? No. In the 80s? Yes, here. 70s. Add a point, so 78. Okay, I'll remove this from being exported. Which one was it? It was 78. Card effect 78. Out exports. Then we open the resource 78. And I will make the export variable of the card effect like 5. And now I need to check if we duplicated effect, if it will use 5 again. I mean, it will duplicate this exact resource, so it should. But I just need to do a few tests just to make sure. I'll go into my hero. Oh wait, no, I don't need to be in the script. What am I doing? I need to be in the resource. So let's go to 0 and... No, not 0. 6. And then we're gonna test if I duplicate my chord effect, if it will actually use the value that I set in the nested resource. So this has +5, we try and duplicate it. Is there... Let's see, 5, okay. Is there anything that calls just a chord effect specifically without... No, every chord effect uses the export variable anyway because they get loaded. Yeah, no, it's fine. I think export is the way to go. Sure. What does that mean? That means I go for every chord effect manually. I mean, I can just have it do this, but Like just have a codex go through every chord effect and put that export in front of the ones. But I don't think it will know exactly which ones it needs to do. Oh my god, that's so many though. Maybe we can just power through it. So the multiplier will be an export variable. I can set export variables in script, right? I think I can. So now we open chord effect 1. This one does not have. Then we open or close this. I can just check in the translation file, I guess. Add an extra ball this spin. Convert all black pockets to red. Take the highest score. Reroll your spin. Add top chord. Copy previous chord. Odd pockets are worth double. This one might actually. Yes, has a multiplier. Export var. The issue is that if you change this, you also need to update just the text, the double, right? Because that is not dynamically changed. It's fine. Trying to move the ball to highest value. Ball ends in the same pockets. Gain money equal to the value of this spin's pockets. Bonus money, yes. Okay. Oh wait, I just realized the export variables are only set in the cards that are instantiating the chord effects. The chord effects themselves don't hold the export variable. So does that mean that... Is there any chords? I guess when I go for the translation file, I'll notice if there's any chords that just specifically look up a chord effect, but I don't think there are. Yeah. If your previous chord fail to add points, double your bet. That will have snapshots. Skip multipliers and export var. Hanged man, triple your bets. That will have one as well. Exports. This is a bit boring. Permanently destroy a random pocket with a value under score amount. Score amount is adjustable as well. Don't know if 14 will have animation buffer. No. Double your bat if you land on green, destroy a chip. Yes. I really hope this is gonna work. I think all of these cards have, if you check their resource right now, their export var will just be the default, right? Yes. Good. A random chord to your spin for each consecutive spin. Okay. Wait. I think this one doesn't have. No. We've played the star amount of times. I think the amount of times is a variable. Star amount and multiplier. Okay. One thing I'm thinking of right now is there a way I can export to CSV? I don't think I can translate it into an actual Excel file. And I also don't think I can directly communicate with like a Google Drive, all of this within like a resource or some script that needs like extensions, right? So I think I'll keep it simple. I'll keep that part manual. Triple your bets, 19. Not exports. It's a good way to practice the Vim motions as well, to move around quickly. Add bonus points. So that is a very obvious max pocket score. Okay. Your pocket value is max pocket score or less. Okay. Also, if anyone is ever watching and has any questions or just wants to say hi, I have chat open. I will be here to answer. And I hope there's not too much noise on the streets. I have to keep the window open because it is very hot here and I need some fresh air. But hopefully it will calm down soon. Probably add bonus points. Yeah. So I think this system works. I think I don't know if I like the nested resource system where you have just a cord resource, and I mean I guess you kind of have to do it like that, and you nest another resource in it every time. The cord effect resource. I think if you do, you would probably want the values to be export variables in the main cord resource. I can open GIMP to explain my thoughts better, I guess. So create a new one. So basically when I have this is the cord resource, it holds the name, the ID, whatever is useful, and then I have like the custom effect that runs, which is like a resource, a custom script basically that is packaged as a resource that this points to. And so this also holds the custom values of the card, like how much the multiplier is and stuff. So I need to change in here. I need this to dynamically load with the card. So right now this says, okay, I turn this into an export variable. I'll use a different color. I say that, hey, this value is export. So within the main card, I can set that value whenever it loads in that resource. But I think it's way better if instead I would go and put just like a dictionary in here with like name of the property and value. And then this just looks at that and uses that. I think that makes more sense. But then it also gets a bit hard because I don't think there's an autofill for that. You have to remember all the names. I don't think it will help you. Yeah, and you don't want to make a custom resource for every card. That seems stupid. You just want one resource for cards, and then I think the system works. I think I'm overcomplicating it. There might be a little bit of an easier one. Maybe just using like scripts instead of resources, but that's how I do it in SkyShard. Anyway, I did 22, right? Yes. Traveler, gain bonus money. That seems like an obvious one as well. Export storage. Oh, is that's because it scales, but I can just use normal export. It doesn't have to be export storage. I mean, I guess all of them can be normal no, they cannot be export storage because I need to set it in the thing itself. Yes, this can just be normal exports and money scaling as well. Export storage just means it doesn't show up in the editor, which is not useful if I want to be able to set it. Yeah, sure. Move the ball to odd pocket, right pocket, permanently destroy the pockets. All wheel point values are equal to the number of cards in hand. I don't think that has one either. It dynamically... Yep. Move the ball to an even pocket. If you land on a pocket of max score or less, drop another ball. This one has total amount. Wait, so what does it actually do? If you land on a pocket of max score or less, drop another ball up to total amount. So up to how many times? Current amount changes, pocket score max. Yes. Okay. You land on red, permanently transform. Oh, this one is export already. What the fuck? Is that the first one that I already gave an export var? I guess so. Huh. Yeah, bonus points. Yeah. 36. For every red hit is around. Wait, it did have Ah, it's the current, okay. So bonus points. But the top cards, we can dynamically adjust how many cards that should be. If the spin hits red, you can add an extra card to your bets. Okay. Oh wait, the one that I gave an export var already. Where's the hero resource? Is it the one that I did for testing? No. It's 78. If the spin hits all the... Wait, does 39 specify 1? No. Permanently destroy the card on the right. Gain bonus money for every card drawn this turn. That seems like an obvious adjustable. Next card in hand is replaced with random card in deck. Do I also want to dynamically... Oh, that's one thing I didn't think about. I can dynamically change the name and the info as well when I load in the CSV, but then I have to start touching these translation files. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to manually change that. So I just want to also show me a diff of what actually changed. Yeah. Random black for every card in this hand. Add bonus points. Okay. I also need to change the naming as well. If it goes from 1 to 2, instead of points, it goes to points here. And I'm not dynamically changing this, right? I could, but it's a bit more work. This. What? Oh, wait, it translated for me. That's weird. Why did it translate for me? A hi. I can show it. It's too small probably to see on stream. They went to a Japanese sign and said this. Okay, 46. 47, add bonus points to your bet. Now it says just There's also export storage, but this also just needs to be a normal export variable. And extra points, I think... Yes, that is something I need to also turn into an export var. Double your bet, draw bonus points, bonus cards. Wait, yes. Exports. Hit green, quintuple your bets. Okay. Yeah, the quintuple and everything has to be... I have to write myself. It will not update if I update the value. So that's something that I need to be careful with. Unless I make it dynamic, but I don't see how. Unless this just becomes 5x. Or I just add a way to automatically put it into quintuple or quadruple or sextuple. That's something we can talk about in the future. For now, I'll just get this to work. If you're black, your next card triggers extra times. Points amount. If you hit points or more, your next card triggers extra times. Okay. So this is a variable and the amount, of course. If you hit... Yeah. Triple your bets. Oh no, Sylvie. I don't know. I wouldn't post this because I'm not working on the game. I'm not working on Sky Shard. I'm working on a different game. And I don't think that's something we want to promote in the Sky Shard Discord. Did I do 55? Yes. Double your money. This is some hard manual labor. But it means you'll have a good system afterwards. If you had read, add a random card. If you have at least this amount of money. We multiply. Double your bets. Double your bets. Even though, yeah, I guess we'll make it an expert as well. Spend money to triple your bets. If you had even black, add points. This is something I should have done from the start, making them all exports. If you hit red 3 times, add points. Hit black 3 times, permanently destroy. Okay, this one actually has an export as well, even though you don't add any points. Just how many times you need to hit something. Going to take a card from that hasn't been played this turn. That doesn't matter. If this played exactly in the middle of your bed, okay. Take points from random pocket, add them to the spin's pocket. Okay. We're getting there slowly but surely. Good. I mean, I'm just repeating the same actions over and over, so I don't think I'm necessarily getting much better at the Vim motions now. Because I feel like there's a few one I underutilize a lot still. I should do some like actual Vim practice. Like actual sessions, sets. Just because I know I can probably do some stuff faster. Oh, this one I set already. This was 78. Gonna go to resources. 78. And this I'll just reset back to 3. Because that was for the test, right? Then we go to 79. 80. 81. 82. I keep mistyping exports. I started with the X. I think it's because of the way my fingers are laid on the keyboard. Like it's easier for me to first drop my thumb. 85. Multiplier, but bro, I start only doing these effects. Double points. Wait, double points added by your previous chords. I think that is... Huh. I should do export var multiplier, float is 2. And then end spin, points, current label, logic the current score plus equals to points added. That's multiplied by 2, but it should be... Yeah, I should do var updated multiplier float is multiplier minus 1, right? Because then if you do triple times 3, this will be times 2. And so you do the point added times 2, which is times 3. You do plus points added multiplied by updated multiplier. This is just 1. So this is exactly the same thing, but if I do times 5, it'll be times 4. But we already added the first initial one with the score itself. Does that make sense? Right? Or what is the wording on the double the points added? Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Double your bets. There are some conditional ones like double your bet, disable your next chord, this can be your final chord, but I already have double your bet as well, just as a chord. But I guess that will be harder to find. This one will be easier to find. So it's very funny how there's chords that are literally just power creeps of other chords, because this cannot have a beneficial effect. The one that maybe destroys a chord can have like other synergies, right? That's an interesting dynamic. Because it's always fun that cards that have a downside could turn that downside into an upside. So the multiplier here is an export var. And there's another multiplier. This one is not, because this one is dynamically calculated at runtime, because it needs to check the multiplier that goes on top of it. Does that make sense? Like this card changes its value over time. We just need the initial value. 91. It's your only card, add more points. 50. We're getting close. We're getting there. Also, how do I filter only the export variables and not the other variables? That is something. Can you actually check that? I think there might be a way. If you land on, okay, these don't need it. If you hit on odd, retrigger, double your bets. Yes, this one just has bonus points. Oh wait, what is this? If you hit even, permanently add 8 points to the pocket. Okay. Gluttony. Add points. Removal points. What is this one? Permanently remove points from the spins pocket. This adds points to the total, but removes from the pocket. I feel like that's really bad. I would prefer to even like an opposite effect, add points to pocket, but remove from the current score. Could be interesting actually. Add bonus points. Every spin that stays in hand is permanently gains scaling points. Export storage, because this one also updates in real time. If you hit even, add balls, add bonus points if you beat the round to spin, destroy this card. Okay. I guess I should have done this before the stream. This is not the most exciting thing to watch. Been over half an hour, Jesus Christ. At the points of either your highest or lower to your bet. Add the points of random pocket to your bet. Permanently add points to your lowest value pocket. This is 111. Move the ball to your lowest odd pocket. If you hit odd, triple your bets. Add points for every money amount you spend this run. So money amounts there. And these are just the stitched cards, right? So they use existing effects. Okay, so we now have all this. Nice. So what we need to do is create a new custom resource that is able to point towards a folder, read all of the effects in there, export them into a CSV. So I'll create a new class. CSV exports. Export. Sure, and I'll create a CSV import as well. Inherits resource. Yes, it needs to inherit resource because I need to adjust them. I can make the CSV export import as well. So class name CSV export imports. Very sexy name. It needs to be a tool script because I want to use add tool buttons as well. So add tool, export tool button, export, and then I'll give it an icon as well. It doesn't display them for me. That is dumb. Save. It has a save icon. Now what do you do with export tool button? I think you give it a variable. And then it's very dumb. It's a variable and you assign it to a function call. So variable exports is equal to export, and I just create a export function, right? I think that's how it works. And then let's say I do print, okay. And then if I go into data, logs, runs, themes. Should it be in an add-on? No, right? I can do it in classes, but no. It should be... Where does this fit, actually? If I want to make exports, templates, or resources. In data, I think. And then I'll do create new folder. I'll call it tools, maybe. Sure. It's more general. Now I'll create a new resource, which is called the CSV export imports. I'll call this one cards export import, or just cards CSV. Then if I open this and I click the button, I get prints in the terminal. So this works as I thought it did. Okay. Next we need to actually write the logic, right? So I need an export dir. Does this not accept any arguments? No. Variable export dir. Right? It doesn't have to be fancy, and this can be a string. And then I need to reload this. Is there actually a quick reload on resources? I don't think so. I think you need to do something like this. Here it is. Then if I open data cards, there we go. And then I also need one for all the properties I want to export. No, I think I'll just set them in code. I mean, no, because I want to reuse this for chips and for other data resources. So I do out exports or export properties, which will be a packed string array. But the main issue is that I actually need to make one for cards and runs and stuff separately because they use different nested resources that I need to access. So cards need to be able to access the card effects, while I mean I can give it a name, right? Actually I can do it. I can do out export var nested resource string nested resource property. No, just nested resource. You give it the name of what the property is of the nested resource, and then in there it can check the other properties. And then I just do out export var nested export properties, which is also a packed string array, and you should initialize empty. Okay. Yes, and that's all I need to export to a CSV, I'm pretty sure. So first it will check if export dir dot is empty or not export dir dot. I need to see if it exists, which I think is dir access dot dir exists. Absolute. Does this work with non-absolute? Return boolean editor. And after exporting, when used on a path in the rest directory, may be different. Some files are converged. Okay. Absolute export dir. Then it will just print. Okay. Otherwise, it will return. Otherwise, it will print hello. So let's see. So right now, if I press the button, it should not be happy with me. Oh no, it should. It prints hello because I put in a dir. So these are absolute dirs as well. That is interesting. Yes. Nice. So this works. I'll do a very quick error message. Debug. Wait, I can go to game log. This is not a game log, no, this is a print pretty, no, print rich. I'll just do a print dear node found. Okay, so if it finds a deer, it first will check for all of the resources in there. For resources will be an array that holds resource, which will initialize empty, and then it needs to open the dir, go through the files, get all of the resources. So for files, I don't remember what this is typed up. Is this a packed string array? Well, let's see. It's equal to file access open, or no, is it dir access? Files? Get file string. I think it's dir access. Dir access dot get files at export dir, which returns packed string array. Okay. Fuck. Packed string array. If files is empty, it will print no files found. Sure, and then return for file or and files. These are just strings, so it needs to load them and see. Well, first I see if it's a resource, right? If file.x get extension. Oh, what the fuck? If file.get extension, does this return the dot as well? No. It's not equal to tres, then continue. It will just keep looping, right? If I found a resource, I need to load it and put it in the resources here. So then I go resources dot append, and I will load in the resource. So I do file access dot. No, there's an easier way to do this. Load and just resource or file. Is this it? And I can, how do I stack this again? Ah, okay. Resource.append load file. I think that works. As resource. And then in the end, I'll do print resources. This is just for debugging. Okay, let's see if this works. No files found. Get files at containing excluding directories. Excluding directories. Huh? The array is sorted alphabetically. Use if you want more control. What the fuck? Res data cords. This has. Oh no, I need to go to resources. Oh, okay. No, it makes sense. Failed loading. So I cannot load them. They are all null objects. Interesting. Is there a reason why? Cannot open file res. Oh, it doesn't have the full file path. Wait, that's stupid. It just gets the file names, so I need to get the full path, right? Which is just gonna be load export dir dot file, no, what is it called? How do I add, there's a something for this. Get bees dir, get extension. Something with path join file. Right? And what about now? It loaded them. The issue is, are they still loaded? I think they they unload, right? They should. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, they should. So I have all the resources. Nice. This works. If resources is empty, return no resources loaded. There. Okay. And now it needs to go through the resources and start putting together the CSV. This is, I think, one of the hardest parts, right? So CSV data is going to be an array with packed string arrays, because that's how it works. The issue is that they don't all share the same data. Some of them share more, some of them share less. Right? If you make a CSV file, they have like a name, an ID, this, but some have more values at the end with different names that do not show up on the CSV. Unless how do you do this in an Excel? Right? Like if I have open GIMP again instead of an actual Excel, because I don't think I have that here. Let's say I do have like ID, name, and then like info. But then let's say one of them has bonus points, the other one has a multiplier. Like, do I just call it value 1, value 2? But then how do I know what value I'm talking about? Unless it says the name of the value and then the value, but that seems a bit stupid. Because then you cannot just change it too easily, right? Yeah, actually, I'm not sure how to solve this. I mean, you can change it, and I just take whatever number is there. I think that's not a number, I just discard, right? But yeah, I think that's how I should do it then. Sure. So CSV is just a row of strings. So I will create a variable CSV info, which will be an array of packed string arrays. Initialize is empty. No, I initialize with the row, but the issue is that I don't even know what the rows are going to be called. I mean, I mostly have maybe like 3 values, right? So I can do info being well, let me open a chord. I have ID, name, info, costs, rarity, round gates, complexity, if it's basic or not, if it's a contraband. All the contraband chords I didn't think about. Fuck, I mean, they consist of 2 resources, right? So it doesn't really matter. And that's it. ID, name, info, cost, rarity, round gain for now. Right, that's what I display. And then all I need to do is also display value 1, value 2, and value 3. This is a nested array, of course. So I go here, and I'm gonna break this up somewhere in the middle, maybe like here, if it lets me. Yeah, and I'll just what the fuck am I doing? Put this in the back here. So this is the CSV info, and it should all follow this. So then for every resource that I loaded, for resource, but this is only for cards specifically. Again, fuck, I keep forgetting, man. I need I need this to work for all the resources as well. So the nested export properties is stupid because this is card dependent. Every card has different export properties. Right? This doesn't matter. Let me check if there's an easy way. I go to Godot. Can you find, how do you even word this problem? Normal versus export variables in scripts. They might have a flag. I think I have to look at this myself. Because I think I need to do a little test here. Which is gonna be, do I have a temp folder? No. I'll just create it here. New scripts. This is gonna be an editor script, which when I run it will print out all the properties of a card effect. So I'll load in a card, I'll load in the full. No, I need one that has non-export and export variables. For every alt pocket you hit, gain money. 94 might be one. It has a normal var and an export var. Sure, 94 it is. So card resource 94. We just load this guy in. And then what the hell, this is bad formatting. And I'll do var resource. Card resource is for collector. I even need to do this. I can just do resource. It loads it in already. So I'll just do this. And then I can do var card effects. Card effect is equal to, well, this is gonna be defined as a cards resource, so I can do it like so. What's card effects? And then I want to print the properties, which is gonna be, I think, card effects dot property, get property lists. Let's start with printing this, and then we work our way from there, right? I just need to run the scripts. It's an array that holds dictionaries with names. You have ref counted. Name ref counted. Name resource. type hint string name resource. Let me print all the names. So for item, which is a dictionary, and chord effect dot get property lists, print item dot get name ref counter resource local to scene, resource path, resource name, resource script. So now you have, I mean, these are all whatever, right? You have this script itself, which is a resource, a money amount. It does not list current. Interesting. Is that not considered a property? I guess not. Or what? It also has multiple. No. If I look at usage name, resource name, scripts, name, type, effect, money amount is type 2. Class name, type, hint string, usage. Let me print out some more stuff then, I guess. So it will print item.name, print item.get class name, no, type, and maybe hint string usage. I don't know what any of this really means, so that's the beauty of this. We're just exploring. So they're all 0. Only money amount is type 2. So we might have figured it out. We need type 2s. I'm gonna test this with a few more like effects. 91 I think might be a good contender. It has current as well, but I don't need one that has like a current. Every odd pocket you hit this round. 94. They all have fucking current, bro. There are some that have multiples that are like a bit more complex, right? 114 has 2 export variables. Let's add variable test, which is a string, is equal to hello. Let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now if I do 114. Oh, that was not it. And I run this. Graph counter resource local. There are 0, 0, 1, 4, 4, 4, 24, 0. Bonus points is an export variable which has 2. Money amount, export variable 2. It skips normal vars. It only keeps okay. So I just look for the ones that have. Hey, that's simple. That have type 2. Useful. We learned something here. We can fetch only the export variables, which means I can keep this, and we don't need to get nested export properties. This is something that we can fetch ourselves. We will now iterate over all the resource. So for resource It'll do variable CSV line, which is a packed string array that we are now gonna fill in. We start with CSV line. I mean, actually I can open this, I can just load it, right? We start with the ID, which is basically just resource.id. Oh no, this CSV info is dynamic. It's based on the export properties, of course. So I can cut off this last part. Okay, sorry, I need to keep refactoring this because I'm being stupid. So CSV info is basically just, hold up. Wait, where's my, hello? Wait, how do I do this? I think I loop over the export property. Oh, no, export properties is already an a packed string array, so I can just copy it. I can do is equal to export properties dot duplicate, and I do CSV info dot append array, and I just append value 1, value 2, and value 3. And then let's put a return here and print the CSV info with a print, of course. So we do anything here. And then I need to simply go to my tool. And we need to export properties. So we start with ID, name. I need to open actually the chord resource. ID, name, info, what it's called. Rarity. No, cost first. Rarity. Round gates. Complexity. If it's a basic card, if it's contraband. And that's it. 9 things. And the nested resource will be card effects. There. And if I press this, trying to assign a value of type packed string array to a variable of type array packed string array. Where is this? This is line 28. CSV info array packed string array is equal to, well, it's an array that holds export properties to duplicate and then holds, yes. I wonder if the CSV, does the length of every CSV line have to match? I don't think so, right? CSV info, but here it appends. No, actually this doesn't work. I need to take this, wait, I need to take this array and put it here plus there. Wait, does this work? Packed string array and array. Packed string array. I think I can just cast it. Like so? Yes. So I get an array. If I plus 2 arrays, does that work, or do I need to do dot append array? Bro, I don't know if this is gonna work. This looks... Can I get return value of... I mean, we just print this and see what happens, right? Go from there. It works. It gives me one array, ID, name, info, cost, where I'm blocking it with the camera. But it works, you gotta trust. Contraband, value, value, value. This is a single array. Nice. So... CSV line will be an empty array, and then we just loop over the properties and then over whatever I can find. So form, property, and export properties. CSV line dot append resource dot get property, and it will just be empty if it gets nothing. Expected most one. Oh wait, does it not give a default? I will first check if not resource dot has. It just has. Does it return, or does the get return? This returns null. Okay, whatever. Append string. Wait. I forgot, bro. What am I doing? String. I need to turn this into a string. Because I don't think, yeah, it will always return string. So, okay, we loop through the properties, add them to the line in the proper order, and then we just need to add the export variable. So then for exports, nested export property, which is gonna be a string. No, I loop over for nested property string and resource dot get, and then we get the nested resource dot nested resource, and then it was get properties or something. Dude, this is get property list. Yes, let me copy this. So this is gonna be a dictionary for for nested property dictionary and resource.get nested, get a nested resource and a property list. So I'm looping over all of the property dictionaries like we did before. Then I do if nested property dot get type get type is equal to 2. Well, if it's not equal to 2, I'll just continue. Not equal to 2, continue. So if we have our export property, we will do CSV line dot append nested property get name. Wait, this needs to be prettier. So the name, and then it will do whatever the value is. So this can be a float, can be a decimal. I'll just do string, I'll cast it. And then we will prettify this. Dude, I actually like this code. I'm happy with how it's turning out, if it works. Very compact, very streamlined, and error prone, I feel like. So this will be nested property dot get name. And the other thing is nested property dot get, is that just called value? Let's say you have name, bonus points, class name, type, hint, hint string, usage. Is it the usage? Fuck. Wait, I have this one still, right? If I run this. The bonus point is 1 and money amount is 1. So bonus point is a hint string? No. Oh no, I just get the property. Wait, I'm stupid. Nested property. So no, then I just do resource dot get nested property, which returns just the artifact dot get, and then we do the name, which is going to be again nested property dot get name. Is this insane? Should be string name, but it's dictionary. Resource dot get nested resource. Okay, so I get my nested resource, and from that I get the property name. Okay, and then I'm supposed to do CSV info dot append, and we just append our new array, which is the CSV line. And I will do a print CSV line. And now if I click export, holy fuck, is this working? So 0 is the ID of the fool, multiply your bet by 5. You can't play any other cards this turn. Yeah, sure, these are all the values, false. And then multiplier 5. It works. There's no way that this works. Score amount 5, multiplier 2. Stars amount 5, multiplier 5, it just works. We have created a full data to CSV pipeline. Okay, only been an hour. Actually fine. So now after this block runs, it's actually a small amount of code as well. I mean, I've done a video on this before, how to export your stuff to a CSV. But it's a fun little project. I can also make this more dynamic by having this be an export array, so you have multiple nested resources you can work with, blah blah blah. Doesn't matter, we'll just do it like this for now, for this project. I'm not gonna make this a extensible script yet for different projects, even though I should consider that. So we have our CSV file, now we need to save it. I don't have a location set to save, right? So I should also do export dir. There should be a save dir at export dir var export. Can I do global dir? Var save location string, and then it will just do, it will do a save now. But I should probably at the start, before it does all this, check if the dir exists, right? If save location, well, dot is empty, or not dir access dot dir exists absolute save location. Print save location not found, and we return. Why is there? Yeah. Let's see if I now press export, save location not found, but need to reload it again. That's so stupid. But if I choose a file on my PC or a path on my PC, let's say Godot, and I click export, I think it worked because there's no error messages, and I removed the print statements. And I can remove the new script as well, the editor script. So that we just write to that. So I do file access dot, can I do, no, well, it's var file as it is abstract. Right, or open. Path is the save location. Yuna, yeah, Yuna. I need to give it a name as well. Export var save name string. I'll just choose a default name. Access the open save location dot path join save name. And we'll do if save name is empty, save name is equal to time get date time string from system. This has some issues I've noticed. But whatever, UTC bool false. Use spaces. File access open. Read writes, sure. I mean, just writes. And then I will also infer here. And then I do file.csv, store CSV line. Yes. Okay, so we need to loop, right? For CSV line, which is a packed string array, and CSV info, store CSV line. And then I just need to do file dot close. I feel like maybe I flush first or what? I think I can just close because I should flush automatically. So I'll do file dot close, and this should work. So if I now press export and I open my Godot folder, which is here, I have a file here. I mean, I did not give it the right extension, but it is a CSV file. It is also comma delimiter, which is not good because I use commas already. So let's delete this, and we do open save location save name plus .csv. Your CSV line delimiter there. Okay. Now we have a working resource with 52 lines of code. I mean, there's empty lines as well. If you press a button, it will verify. There's a lot of error handling that I can skip, but it will just load it all into a CSV file. Aha. There we go, our beautiful CSV file. I'm loading it in Vim, I know, but it works. It is showing. For some reason, this card info is not showing. Oh, that's because it exists of 2 cards, right. The ID number, the name, the info, then I think it's cost, rarity, something else, I think difficulty. Let me see. Complexity, round gate, then if it's a basic or not, if it's contraband or not, and then values in the end. Nice! Now, all you need to do is put this into a Google Doc. And then I also need to be able to download and import. Now the import I think is going to be the harder part, sadly. Right, but because I can reuse everything here, the export your save location, all that. So I need to make another tool button. Export tool button. Import. Does imports have an icon? Or load? Load has one, yes. Variable load or imports. And now I need to create an import function. Yep, makes sense. So now I can just use a lot of the same logic, I think, to check if all the deers exists, the save location exists. Let me copy all of this and adjust it, actually, because I think that works. So if the export there is empty, that I actually don't need to check for this. I just need to check if it exists or not. If not, it exists. Yuna, what? Yeah. Kom. Hallo, kom. Here. I don't know what this cat wants. Is empty. No, I don't need to check if the... Yeah, I need to check if the file exists. If not file access exists. And I need to do save location plus save name plus .csv. Also, this needs to not be a plus. It needs to be a .path join, because that's how that works. Sure. And then I just gather. I don't need to gather the resources, right? No. No, I actually do. I need to load the resource in order to update them. Oh wait, it's actually a bit harder because I need to resave the resources to disk. A bit scary. So we load through, yeah, we just get all of the resources, that's fine. Then CSV info is just gonna be an empty array, right? Because, hello? And then I loop over the resources in order to get them, but that's not what I need to do. I need to load the file. File access will open, and instead of write, it will be read. And then it does while file dot and what is it? File dot CSV get CSV line. But I should keep doing this while there's stuff to read, right? So how do I do this again? While file dot A of reached. I think it's this. Return true. The file curses has already read past the end of the file. A of is equals false cannot be used to check whether there's more data available to loop while there's more data available. What? While file.get position is less than file.get length. Sure, I'll just use that. File get position less than file.get length. Okay, we'll do file.get CSV line, and it will store that into CSV info.append. There. So we have all our info now into CSV. So let me first print that out to see if that works. Print CSV info. Now if I press import, value of property import is nil. Callable was expected. There is literally a callable, brother. Okay, let me open up a different resource, go here, and then the value of property import is nil. It is literally not. I have an import. What do you mean? It is nil. Now I should throw an error. But now how can I say it's nil when I'm staring at the script here, at the callable that it's invoking? Maybe I need to restart the editor. Save location not found. Oh, save name, I forgot to name it. Cards. But now it also is not gonna find because I didn't save there yet. So I do export, and now I have cards.csv in my folder. Then I do imports. Ah, look at this shit. It's over. What is over? It imported. It worked. So it first has our ID, name, info, cost, rarity, blah blah blah. Then it has 0, full, multiply your bet, which is the info. Can't play any other cards. All of the, yes, it works. Nice. So I need to, well, we have our CSV info. It works. We can read the whole file. Perfect. Now we need to loop over it. We need to adjust our resources. And this is going to be a pain in the butt, right? Because I think the resources, I load them in an array right now, but I should load them in a dictionary that holds them with keys. The resources will be a dictionary, because I might load in more than or less than I have, and it doesn't line up. To hydrate and stretch, I'm gonna go bouldering in about an hour, so I'll get all of my necessary exercise done. But thank you. I should hydrate. That's actually a good point. Will be int resource, because I am linking their IDs with whatever resource they have. So I get my files, get my resources, and this needs to be changed to resources. The ID will be, well, first I need to load it, right? So I need to do resource. Is equal to this. Of course, that's going to be a variable. And then I do resources, and then I get resource.id. Whatever resource I have will need to have an ID. So I'll check if not ID, and that works, right? And resource continue. Resources, resource ID is equal to resource. There. So now it's just a dictionary. So I can check. I can. First, the CSV info, the first line is irrelevant, right? So I do pop front. And I think this can be a standalone statement. And I do for CSV line, which is going to be a packed string array, and CSV info. We need to then loop over each property as well. So this again needs to be based off the export properties. So for property, wait, or how do I do this? I loop over this, and then for each element I just pop the front of the array. Yes, and then with what's remaining I pop and I load into the export variables of yeah, and I can even get the name, right? Yes, okay, wait. For property string in export properties, I will do CSV line dot, well, variable the property, which is a string, is equal to CSV line dot, there's no pop. I cannot pop in a packed string array? Oh, that's stupid. Why? And then I need to do CSV line dot remove at 0. What? Okay, I guess we get the first item, and we remove it. That's the property. I don't know yet what value it holds. Or it's a string, right? But I cannot load strings into integers and stuff. I still need to cast this somehow. Well, it's always only gonna be either... Well, it can also be a boolean, I suppose. Bro, it can be anything. Oh, no, I can check type off. Wait, I fixed it. Never mind. So I can do... I'm making it too complex by automating this, but it's gonna be worth it, trust. So I'm looping over the properties. I'm popping the first element in this CSV, which is just whatever, right? And then I will check. Well, the first one is always going to be the ID. I will check if the property is equal to ID. Wait, no. Because this is the CSV line. So var ID string is equal to CSV line dot get 0. And I need to do CSV line dot remove at 0. And then I'll do var resource is equal to the dictionary, which is the resources and ID. Yes. So I get my ID, I plug it in, sure. I get my resource. Then I start looping over all of the other variables and putting it in. So I get my property, which in this case will be name, it'll be a string, whatever, I remove it. So then I do resource. I need to first get a type, right? Var the type is equal to resource dot type of, or no, is it just type of, which returns me an integer. So there's the type of result equals type array. I think I can use them. Type of resource dot get property, and which is an integer, and then I just do resource dot set, or just dot property, yeah, I guess set, right? Then I need to check the property string name, which is just property. And I set that to, can I change the type? Type converts. Given, converts the given variant to given type using type. Yes, okay, this is it. Type converts the property, the type. Okay. I need to backtrack for a second, see if what I'm doing is actually correct. So, this is just some preamble. We load in our resources in a dictionary. We read the file, get our full CSV. That works. Okay. So we pop the first row because that is just the header of the CSV. Then for each line, we're going to first get the ID. That should be a standard. The ID should always be in front. So already my system is kind of falling apart in case I don't use IDs. It's not scalable. But as long as it works for now, these are future issues in case I ever want to use this in a different project. I remove the first element, yes, the ID. We don't need it, and we locate what resource we're working on. Yes, okay. Now we can start looping over the extra properties. The issue is that the first item in extra properties is also ID, right? So I need to disregard that. So I need to do if property is equal to ID, continue. So if we're checking ID, we skip that. The property string. So the first thing we're gonna get is whatever is in the CSV. So this is gonna be whatever the name is. It will remove that from the CSV line. We check whatever type the actual resource has for property name in this case. Then we set the name property to whatever property is in the CSV that we just popped and cast it to the correct type, which in this case will stay a string. Whew. Right. Oh, this is hard. Okay, that works. I mean, it should work. I need to test it. The issue is I don't want to run it on actual data that I have here. So I need to set up a little test for this. Okay, but this should almost work. Because we're now just going over the resources that we set. But the nested resource in the chord effect, not yet. Those need to be dynamic. So I need to once again loop through whatever is left in this CSV. So for nested resource is already somewhere. For nested property, and this whatever is remaining of the CSV line that I'm working on, right? This needs to still stay here, CSV line. Because I just trimmed the line a bunch. Whatever is remaining is gonna be the extra properties. I don't have the names of them. The names are part of that property, right? So I need to split it. So I need to do nested property dot split by the colon. Allow empty false. Let me see if this works as intended. Splits the string using a delimiter and returns an array of substrings. If the delimiter is an empty string, each substring will be a single character. Okay, sure. Empty strings between adjacent are excluded. If max split is great, okay. So, but I don't think it takes away spaces. So I need to do it myself. So I'll do variable split property, which is it a X string array? Yes. X string array is equal to, okay. And then I need the, well, the first part is going to be the name of the variable. So I can simply do resource dot get, and we're going to get our nested resource. So we're now in chord effects. I need to get the type. var the type is equal to type of, and we do some similar voodoo magic here. Resources get nested resource dot get, and then we do split property 0. So we just get the name of the split property. We check whatever the hell it is. Yes. Which type of game am I making? I can show real quick. It's some sort of roguelite wheel poker game. It's still very early in development, so what you see here is all temporary assets and animations and stuff. Just improving it, but you can buy stuff, you can get chips, there's money. And then you just try and score as much as possible by manipulating the wheel. So Next card stays in hand. The ball ends in the same pocket as last spin, doesn't do anything. Multiply your bet, add points, draw cards, you know, all the stuff. And then you can adjust it. Cool animations, thank you. They're still very bare minimum. Like, I still need to work on everything, but I like the idea of the floating numbers everywhere, like the points and the money not being instant, but like being very clear and easy to grasp. That's what I'm working on. And right now I'm working on a way to export all the game data in CSV files so we can balance in there. Because next step we want to do is like improve the game a bunch so we can play test it a lot, and then I can work on because we just need to wait for assets. That's always the biggest bottleneck. It's like making the game pretty. So while we are waiting on that, we can make things functional. But thank you. So for nested property, we get the type of it, and then we need to set it, right? So I need to do, this is gonna be a long line of code. I can split it up, but I'm just gonna do it at once. So resource dot set, no, not resource, resource dot get nested resource. And we need to set the split property zero, so the name of the property, to type converts split property 1, but I also need to do trim, strip edges. Strips all non-printable characters, yes. Strip edges, and we convert that to the type. Okay, so in theory, I think the code is done. I just need to test it. So to test it, I will create a folder called temp. I will create a new, I don't know, but there's no, I need to create 2 new resources, a nested resource and a normal resource. Sure, whatever. I'll create a script. Test 1, which will be a resource. If you want to work. This one has export var name string, export var ID. Well, ID needs to come first always, and export var rarity int, and then export var nested, which will be a resource. And then we just create another resource, which I will call test2. Inherits resource. And this will be, we'll have variable, I don't know, which is a string that says hello. And we'll have variable to change, which is a string that has change me. But I also want to try an integer export var. Export var number and is 0. Okay. Now I'm just going to create a few resources. So I do resource, I call this one test. Oh, I didn't give it a name. Wait. I need to give this one test one a name. Class name test one. This one also needs a name. Class name test2. And this one does not just export a resource, it exports a test2. And I need to also make sure that they're always going to be local to the scene. So I did create new resource test1. Save, whatever. And in this one, I do local to scene. ID can be 0, name can be 1, rarity will be 1 or 2, whatever. And nested will be a test2 where I keep the values default, sure. And this is also local to scene. Sure. I'm just gonna create 2 more resources and then I can test it, I think. So new resource 2. This one will be ID number 1. ID 2. Well, that makes no sense. Whatever. Rarity can be 0. Another nested resource. And this one will be change me also. And number can be 4. Now one more. Very exciting stuff here. Already exists, so I'm stupid. This goes to number 3. And ID 2, 3, rarity 1, another nested resource, which I'll just put number to 1, local to scene. Okay. And now we create a test. So in tools, I'll do create new resource, CSV, import export. I'll call this one test. Okay. So the export there will be my temp. Save location will just be Godot. Save name will be test as well. Export properties, so these are the properties I want to export. So my test1 has an ID, has a name, rarity, and nested. I mean, nested I don't need to know. And the nested resource is called nested. Okay. That should be it. So now if I click on export, no errors happen and test appears in my folder, which does indeed correctly say name, rarity, value 1, value 2, value 3. And it just has name, rarity, it just has value 1, 0, 4, 1. Why does it only have 1 value? When it clearly has 2 exports. Is that because it's an integer or what? It doesn't work with strings. Oh. Does it work with floats? Let me delete this real quick. To change floats. And then if I go into my resources again, okay, this 0.1, I'll do this 2.1, this one goes 3.0. And then if I go to my test again, I export. It only works with, oh fuck, it only works with integers. So I was misled by the type. I thought the type meant that it was an export. Fuck. Because it seems like it only, yeah, only works with numbers. Look at the card CSV. Bonus money, multiplier, but that's floats though. Max pocket score, bonus points. It does seem to work here. But I only see ints. I actually don't see floats, so I think it just doesn't work. Scaling points. Where's one with a decimal? Let me check. I think there is a few. Even, yeah, some of the multipliers, right? Multiply your bet. Yeah, okay, it doesn't work with floats. Oh, this is so shit. I need to get my test script again. New script, and I will call it the editor scripts POC. And this will just go back to string, sure. Okay, where's my editor script? Here. So if I run this, I just need to do our resource test2 is equal to test2.new, and then for prop dictionary in resource property list. I'll just print it first again. Print prop. Okay. And so if I run this now, I'll get all the properties. So name, ref count, resource name, script, test, and then you have I don't know, and to change a number. Okay. So what is different with these compared to others, right? Class names are all empty. Type 00. So I don't know is type 4. To change is type 4. It just means if it's a string or an int. Yep. Hint is all none. Some have a hint, I guess. Hint string is empty. Hint string. All the others have a hint string. Hint string resource. Hint string, no, this one is empty as well. Hint string script. Hint string empty. The usage is always over 4,000. What the fuck does that mean? Usage 10. Oh, never mind. I don't know what that means. So how do I guess they all have some defaults that I can skip, right? Like ref count is like a skip, resource local to skin. I guess, can I check, wait. For prop dictionary and resource. Can I get all of the native properties? Property can revert. Wait. Var default resource is equal to resource.new, and then can I get these properties for prop dictionary and default dot get property list print prop. But I still don't know which ones are export or which ones are not. I guess that was the main issue, because I have normal variables I don't want to put in the CSV, right? Yeah, I can do it if I check I can get the source script, right? Oh wait, I can get, wait. There's other things I didn't try yet. Resource has a script. I need to do this somewhere else. Var script gd script is equal to resource get script and script dot Get property list. I don't think that changes anything, but just to check it out, right? Maybe I need to get the script. No, I don't think that changed anything. Oh wait, I did. It just gave me the default ones, but not export again. Resource hamstring source code. GD script source. Get property default value. Get script property list. Wait, get script property list seems promising. I only get, okay, get script property list is basically it. But I get all three. I get I don't know, do change and number. But I don't want the I don't know. But how do I check that? Class name. Type, hint string. Both empty. Usage. These bottom ones have a different usage. What is that? What is a usage? Is a combination of property usage flags. Usage class is bit fields. Usage no instance. Usage restarts. Usage array. But it doesn't show 4102. That is the one I'm interested in. Proof the usage flags. (4096) is that it's a script variable, yes. The 4102. Oh, it's probably a combination. It's +8. Property usage internal. Is that it? Is it the... I think usage needs to be 4102. And that solves everything. So instead of getting... with the export, instead of using the type, I use usage. If nested property dot get usage is not equal to 4102, continue. Did that just save everything? There's a little bit of research. I'm learning that this is good things to, like, this seems boring, but this is something that I'll hopefully carry with me for a while. So now if I delete all my CSV files, I go to the test and I do exports. I will get no values. What the fuck do you mean? Eh? Why not? Why not? Tell me. Oh, because I need to do get script. Get script property list? No, right? Pretty sure I can still do for prop dictionary and resource get property list print prop2. Wait, where is the usage? 4102, yeah. Are they not 4102 in the other ones? That makes no sense. Wait a sec. Like I'm verifying here that there is once width for 102. Let me clear this again. And let me also just put a return here. Yeah, it finds them. And then why does this break? CSV line. This is export, yes. CSV line dot append string resource get property. If nested property, oh no, for the nested property and resources get the property list. Print nested property dot get usage. Zero one. Wait. It just completely skips. What? And then where's the 6? Yeah, this is completely different. So it gets the first 128, 128, 64, 6, 4, 6, 0. Big number. Then the script, which is 128, but then it gets 6, which is just not what it shows here. And another 6, another 6. Why does it display something different here? Is it because it's nested? I am so confused. Yeah, I don't know. This should just equal 4102. Ah, brother, why? What if I do print nested property, right? And so now I clear, and I'll first run my new script. And then I run my exports. I should have put something in between. I'll do a print new line. And then I do the exports, which for some reason is way bigger. Oh, because it's 3 times. Yeah, it's 3 times that it does it. But it shows usage. Oh, I'm doing something stupid here. Export and run. But yeah, for some reason it keeps metadata custom type number to change usage 6. Yeah, bro, what? Usage editor, usage storage. But if I load it in scripts, I'm still confused. Usage storage, usage editor. Something trips it up. Maybe I have to get the scripts. I will just try it. If I do something crazy here, for nested prop, which is a dictionary in resource.gets nested resource, and then if I draw my inspiration from here, .get script property lists. Get script property lists, print nested prop. That works. Oh shit. So that's the solution? That's the solution. So I need to just modify into this. Oh, okay, I'm fucking up. Let me just copy. Let me go here, paste. And now if I press export and I check my CSV file, to change me number 1. Oh my god, it works. It just took me so long, bro. Okay, so now let's see if the import also works, right? We can finally do our little test. We have our resources. I'm opening my test CSV and I'm gonna ID stay the same. 1, 2. I'll change the first one to 1, 2, 3. I'll change the rarity of the second one to 9. And I'll change, are all the change me's the same? They are. I'll change the third change me to changed. And I'll change the first number to 59 and the last one to 12. Okay, let me write this. I might have to close it. And then I click imports on my test guy. I did not see any errors. Now I need to check the first resource, ID 0, name 123, rarity 2. I need to check if this is what I actually wrote. Rarity 2, change me stay the same, and number is 59. Second resource, that's this one. 2, rarity is 9. To change me. Number 4, I didn't change much here. And then the last one, rarity 1, changed, and number 12. Oh my god, actually it works. I don't know why I'm so surprised, but I have made a working resource CSV import export thing. Yes. Awesome. So I can delete the temp folder with all the custom classes, Discord. I can delete the new scripts, remove. Attempt to open script. There is no script, Brotherman. Oh, is it because I have this open or what? Wait. Okay, now it works, yes. So if I now open my card CSV dot resource, I do exports. Here is our CSV. And if I check the decimal numbers, multiply by 1.3, multiplier 1.3. Awesome. Okay. And now, of course, it would be nice if I can view this in a Google Doc. So let me do that on this screen. I don't know if I have anything to leak. But then I would be done finally with this. This took way longer than expected, but it's going to be very robust and it's going to be awesome for the future of the game at least. So I'll switch into this account. Then can I new Google Sheets? And is there an import here? I can share this on screen, yeah, it's just a sheet, right? Okay, where do I import? I guess there's a Gemini that can help me. This will be easier at Sheets. Menus, import file, and then upload. Replace spreadsheets. It's custom this. Converts text to numbers, dates, and okay. Let's see how well it does this. Oh. Okay. Wait, that is sick. Now I have... You can sort and all that shit. And because it's based on ID number, the order can be messed up even when I export and it should still work. It has easy, medium, hard, false, true, false, true. And here are the values that you can just adjust. Wait, this is sick. So let's say we have this spreadsheet. I'm gonna try something here, which is the chariot. Odd points are worth double the points, right? If I go into costs and I put this to 5, I put this to hard, and the multiplier I'll set to 3. Now let's say I export this. So I do file, exports. Oh, it doesn't allow me to choose. No, it just does commas. That's not what I want. I need to do... Can I adjust this? I need settings. Tools. File. Download? But I need... Why can I not just change the CSV? Delimiter? I hate that it can only export CSV. Settings. Where is this AI that can help me? Where are you? I want to download this as a CSV, but with a delimiter instead of the comma. How do I do this? Click on the file top menu, then settings, which I did before. In general tab, you find locale. Change locale to country that uses commas for decimals. What the fuck? I'll use Belgium. Where's Belgium? Belarus, Bolivia, Brazil, Bulgaria. You're telling me you don't have Belgium here? Okay, now you do save and reload. Go to file, download, comma separated value, and then it should use. What the fuck? Download, and now it should do it properly. It says. No, it does not. Bro. That didn't do shit. Can I see my history? That did not seem to work. I don't know if I will remember. I don't know if it remembers my previous chat. This is so stupid. The issue is that I want to download this as a CSV, but using the semicolon as a delimiter instead of the comma. You told me in the settings to just change the locale and try again, but that didn't work. I can also download as a TSV, which I actually like a lot. Maybe I should be using those instead. Like tab separated. I do like those. Can always do that with. Does this have native TSV support? File.tsv? No. But it's basically CSV, you just store a tab instead of that. Sounds like a cal setting workaround is being overridden by your browser or operating system. The most reliable way to get a semicolon delimiter file directly from Google Sheets is to use a formula to combine your data and then export or copy that specific column. Combine the data, bro, are you kidding me? Can I just download this as a normal spreadsheet? Excel, yeah. But I don't think I have a way to open it yet. I need to install Libre. Oh, it's already almost 3 p.m. Let's try TSV. So if I do file, import, let me see. Oh, I did not mean to close that. Wait, reopen, close tab. No, it's not this. That was... Did I not save it? It should automatically save it, right? Recent, entitled spreadsheet. Let me see if that works. I would have to test it again, but... T. So instead of a CSV, it kind of becomes a TSV, right? TSV. And then this can be a tab. Does that work? I have no idea. But let's re-export the cards into this tab separated file. Yes. And now I go here, file, imports, upload, create a new spreadsheet. No, replace spreadsheet, tab. And then it's gonna want to make a table. I click sure. Then for lovers, this was the one I tested. So I'll change this to a 4. I'll put it on hard. No, it's not lovers. It was a Cherio. Goes to cost 5. It's a hard one, and multiplier goes to 3. New file. Download a TSV. Now just compare this to the one that I have locally. Are they the same? Right? I think they are. Do I try this? See if I can import this as a CSV and just use tab delimiter instead? Be fine with it. Oh, let me see if it actually did the one change, which was for chariot, multiplier 2, multiplier 3. Yes. Okay, let's try it. I think I want to do a git commit first. I'm a bit worried. Yeah, I'll do a few through codecs because it can write a nicer little description for me. So I can roll back still. And I think that will be it if this works. And tonight I will, or no, yeah, I can still export them. I need to do this also for heroes, and no, heroes barely have any information, right? I mean, they hold the cards, that's it. But chips are probably more important. Oh, and I want to display a diff. I'm not done with this actually. 4 changes. Edit TSV tooling. Update dagger chord tuning. With the serial dagger balance resource. Wait. Isolates the serialized dagger balance resource change. What do you mean? Reading project to Will of Death. Wait, what does it mean with the change to 78? Oh, it went back to 3 somehow. That is not. So I guess if I make that change in the DSV file here, which is 78, bonus points all replace back to 3. Don't push the commits, no, okay. And now I want to import. So I take my downloads, where is this? The untitled spreadsheet TSV, I have 2 of them. But it's the latest one. Goes here, and I'll call this chords 2. And then this one I have to change the dagger, which is here. Bonus points goes to. Damn it. Where's the 78? This goes to 3. And so now the big tests. This one is called chords 2 now. I click on imports. Save location not found. Okay, interesting. Why not? Import if save location.tsv chords2.tsv. It's chord2. I just typoed. Okay. Here we go again. Out of bounds, get index 0 on packed string array 98. If the type of bounds index 0 if nested property dot is empty, continue. Okay. Import should have worked. Now I need to pray that we didn't break anything. The full 0 cost 3, rarity, multiplier 5. Okay. Now the chariot, this one we changed. Cost 4, easy, multiplier. That was already how it was. Did I fuck something up? Ghost 5, hard, multiplier 3. It should have worked. No, not like this. Is this because the... For nested property, if nested property is empty, continue. Why? And what if I do here? Wait. Print nested property. Five multiplier 3. Okay. But they didn't set it for whatever reason. Oh, I need to save it still. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. I need to still save the resources. That sucks. Does that work for the test run I did for whatever reason? I think I'll work on this later again. I don't know if I'll stream it, but what I need to do now is just save the resources and view a diff. So I'll just write a comment here. Now save the resources back to disk and print out a diff. But I have a way to put them in a Google Doc into a Google Sheet and for me to easily upload them and download them. Nice. This was taking a bit longer than I expected. I wish I could fully automate this as well. There's probably some way to do it. To like fetch it, see if there's changes, if there are, apply them. But none of them have free values either. This is just in case one would need it. Money scaling? Wait, it doesn't show anything? Okay, 1. Nice. Okay, I'll call it here. Short test stream. Made good progress. I just need to finish up the project now. And then I'll be back. This is funny because I did a video on my channel, which is basically just like a much more simplified version of this. Let me see if I can find it. Organize your whole Godot game in Excel, where it just in 6 lines of code. Just so funny. They require packed string arrays. This is basically just an array, but that bundles string. There's no audio. Oh, I have my headphones in. Where how do I do this? So plants, yeah, I get the first row, then I open a CSV file that I just hard code. I guess I just make things more flexible. Store plant data and then store the CSV line, and the CSV line I will just get, yeah, I just get it manually, right? I just get the stats, but I wanted to go the extra mile. I make just one resource that works for anything by just getting the properties. It's kind of stupid. Anyway, from 6 lines into 100. Hope you guys enjoyed your stay, and I'll be back.